Hello everybody, it is DTK Productions and we are back for another video. In today's video, I have gone through and I have released every single player into free agency. I have also gone through and made sure that every single player is an unrestricted free agent, and I have also turned off the salary cap. This video is going to be a 2-year simulation, and at the end of the video, we're going to see what the NBA would look like if every single player was released into free agency right now. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video that I'm in control of every single team, but every single team feature is on automatic. But now we are at the start of the season and we can start to look at some of these rosters. Let's start with the 76ers. The 76ers have Devin Booker, Damian Lillard, Lonzo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, Julius Randle, Miles Bridges, and Michael Porter Jr. with Cade Cunningham and Russell Westbrook all the way down here, and Jalen Green and Chet Holmgren. This team is already my favorite, just based on this, just overall. This team is very good. The Milwaukee Bucks have gone out and got Zion, Ayton, Anthony Edwards, De'Aaron Fox, Kristaps, Tyler Hero, James Harden. This team is another team that I think is looking very good. The Chicago Bulls have went out and done the biggest signing in this game. They've went out and grabbed Giannis. He was the #1 free agent on the board, if I can recall. And then they got Anthony Davis. They kept Zach LaVine. They brought Chris Paul. Brought back DeMar DeRozan as well. Fred VanVleet, Tyrese Maxey. This is another really good team. The Cleveland Cavaliers have Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Yusuf Nurkic, Miles Turner. Not the best team we've seen so far. The Boston Celtics have Trae Young, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jaylen Brown, Mike Conley, Cole Anthony. This is a good team, but not as good as the first couple of teams that we've seen. The Los Angeles Clippers have made another huge signing in picking up Luka Doncic. They didn't really get a whole lot around him. They do have Colin Sexton, Gary Trent Jr., and Jonathan Isaac, along with Robert Williams, so they do have some defense down here. The Memphis Grizzlies have gone out and picked up the greatest three-point shooter of all time, Stephen Curry, along with the greatest white t-shirt wearing big man alive, Bobby Portis Jr., along with Kelly Oubre and Desmond Bane and Mo Bamba. The Atlanta Hawks have went out and picked up the GOAT Alex Caruso. This team's probably going to be super good considering they got one of the better players in the league right here. All jokes aside, this team is honestly not that good. They don't really have a big star, but they have a lot of role players. Miami Heat have picked up a big four of Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and then they got Ben Simmons, Wendell Carter, and Mikal Bridges, along with Christian Wood, and a bunch of good role players down here. The Charlotte Hornets are another one of those teams that just picked up some solid role players but couldn't get their hands on one of the big stars. This team is probably the worst one I've seen out of them yet. Spencer Dinwiddie is their best player, and Jayshawn Tate is another good player. The Utah Jazz have went out and picked up a nice duo with no help off the bench or the rest of the starting lineup. They have Joel Embiid and Darius Garland, though. I think that's enough for a playoff spot, but not much beyond that. And the Sacramento Kings can't even get an 80 overall in this. Turns out nobody likes Sacramento at all, and these guys probably only signed there because every other roster was full. The New York Knicks are only really able to get Jamal Murray. I do like this Lou Dort signing, but I don't think Lou Dort and Jamal Murray is going to be enough to get you into the playoffs when everybody else has such stacked teams. The Los Angeles Lakers in this video have decided to turn things on their head, and it seems like they have an average age of below 45 for the first time in like 3 years, but still, this team is not that good. Jonas Valanciunas is their #1 player. It's not looking too good. Just when I thought every other team had horrible rosters, the Orlando Magic have one-upped them all and haven't even gotten a 79 on their roster. The Dallas Mavericks have went out and picked up 2 of the better third options in the NBA, but besides that, a whole bunch of washed-up players like Hassan Whiteside, Ricky Rubio, and Kelly Olynyk. I don't see this team going too far. The Brooklyn Nets have gone and brought back Jarrett Allen, but that's just about it. The rest is just a whole bunch of 77s and lower. Really not much to see here. I don't see them making it too far. The Denver Nuggets have went and brought in Chris Middleton, but that is just about it for them. They brought back Carmelo Anthony to the Nuggets, which is pretty cool to see, but seriously, there's not much going on for them. The Indiana Pacers have brought in Karl Anthony Towns, and it looks like They're really trying to play the big man game with 4 of their top 5 players being big men. The New Orleans Pelicans have went out and picked up a mini big 3 in LaMelo Ball, Klay Thompson, Clint Capella. I do like this Jeremy Grant. However, the Detroit Pistons are going to be starting most of their 77s as they only pick up Scotty Barnes, and that's about it for that team. The Toronto Raptors have went out and picked up a squad, getting Ja Morant, Paul George, Bam Adebayo, bringing back Pascal, and also bringing in Aaron Gordon. Their bench looks better than a lot of other teams' benches with Draymond Green and Jaden Ivey. The Houston Rockets front court looks absolutely great with Nikola Jokic and Evan Mobley. I don't know how people are going to find a way to score on this team, but they're going to have to find a way. The bench isn't great, and the rest of the starting lineup, I don't know what they're going to do, but it doesn't look great. The San Antonio Spurs went out and grabbed Jimmy Butler, and they have brought back DeJounte Murray. I'm not a big fan of Tobias Harris. I'm not sure how he's going to play in this simulation. I don't really know him in 2K too much. And then their bench is sticking to the trend of 76s, 77s. The Phoenix Suns have went out and grabbed LeBron James in free agency, one of the greatest players of all time. Also a really good defensive guard in Malcolm Brogdon. But besides that, they didn't really do much, bringing back Cam Payne and Jay Crowder from the actual team. But besides all that, this team doesn't look great. The Oklahoma City Thunder are by far the worst team, I think, out of any of these. Just look at them. Their highest overall is a 75. Their whole lineup's going to be filled with 75s, so their bench can only get worse. And you don't have to go far to see another team that didn't really do much. 5 75s and 74s beyond. And the third team in a row to not get anybody over a 75. However, they did get Jabari Smith Jr., and a lot of younger guys. This team isn't great. I do think it's better than the Timberwolves, but not by a whole lot. They do have youth, though. The next team up is the Golden State Warriors, and they went out and got a squad. They brought back Kevin Durant, who's going to be rocking number 7 for them. They brought in Shea. They brought in Bradley Beal. They brought in Domantas Sabonis. They brought in TJ Warren, and one of my favorite players all time, Karis LeVert. Beyond that, their bench doesn't look too great, but these stars, I think, are going to be enough to get it done for them. They're one of my title favorites. The Washington Wizards have went out and grabbed Jason Tatum. At least they grabbed somebody to pair up with all of their 74s, which is basically their whole team. They do have DeMarcus Cousins, Blake Griffin. They've got some age on their team, maybe a little experience, but again, I don't think Jason Tatum's enough for a title shot. The power rankings look like this: Chicago, Miami, Toronto. Those are the top 3. Chicago, if you forgot, this is what their team is looking like. An absolute squad. Second, Miami Heat, another really good team. Third, the Raptors. You got another one of the really good teams. These are probably my favorites as well. I do really like this Bulls team with Chris Paul and Giannis, along with Anthony Davis, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine. And their bench is just overall kind of goated. So the Bulls are my favorite in this year 1. Here we are at the All-Star break. A little look at your All-Stars. You got Steph Curry, LeBron, Jokic, Embiid, and Irving starting for Team Steph. And Ja, Giannis, Luka, Tatum, and Anthony Davis starting for Team Ja. Overall, the All-Star teams are not too surprising, so let's take a quick look at the standings. So taking a quick look at the standings, the Los Angeles Clippers are the best team in the NBA, followed closely by the Miami Heat, who are trailed by the Toronto Raptors, and then my title favorites, the Chicago Bulls, at number 4. The worst team in the NBA right now is the 6-46 Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, I knew this team was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but I mean, they really don't have anybody on their team. We are at the award break, and the MVP in this simulation was, of course, as it always is, Luka Doncic, averaging 28, 7, 9, 1, and some really good shooting splits if you don't look at his free throws. Rookie of the Year is Scotty Barnes in his second year. I guess he's on some Ben Simmons type stuff because I don't know how he managed to do that. And speaking of Ben Simmons, he actually wins 6th Man of the Year, averaging 13, 6, and 7 with 2 steals. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year, averaging some crazy numbers. Isaiah Hartenstein wins Most Improved, and Tyronn Lue Coach of the Clippers wins Best Coach. Your All-NBA teams go like this: Luka, LaMelo, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Joel Embiid for the first team. All-NBA second team has Stephen Curry, Ja Morant, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. Your All-NBA third team with Kyrie Irving, Jamal Murray, Kevin Durant, Paul George, and Anthony Davis. All defensive teams: LaMelo, Lonzo, Giannis, Jonathan Isaac, and Andre Drummond. All defensive second team: DeJounte Murray, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. We have arrived at the end of Season 1. We are in the playoffs. We're just going to sim round by round, and we're going to go game by game once we get to the finals, so this video doesn't end up being as long as my last one. Round number 1, we see the Grizzlies get eliminated. We see the Celtics get eliminated. We see the Knicks get eliminated. The Kings, the Lakers, the Suns, the Wizards, and the 76ers, and I am curious to see the Lakers. This team ended up making the playoffs. Props to them, the fact they even made it this far. Round number 2, here we go. Simulate round. We see the Spurs get eliminated in 4, the Bucks get eliminated in 6, the Bulls get eliminated in 6, and the Pelicans get eliminated in 7. Leaving us with the Clippers, the Warriors, the Heat, and the Raptors. The Bulls, which were my title favorites, end up getting upset. Well, not even upset. They were just the worst team. So now let's simulate this round. The Raptors get eliminated in 4, and the Warriors get eliminated in 4, so I was half right. The Western Conference Finals MVP goes to Luka Doncic, and the Eastern Conference MVP goes to Donovan Mitchell. So, in the first season's finals, we're going to be having Luka go against Kyrie Irving, Sexton versus Donovan Mitchell, Denny versus Kawhi, Jonathan Isaac versus Wendell Carter, and Robert Williams versus Rudy Gobert. If I had to choose, my money would go on the Heat here. They just got an overall better team, good defenders, very good defensive team actually with Kawhi and Rudy Gobert. This team probably let up the least amount of points in the NBA. Game number 1 goes to the Clippers. Game number 2 goes to the Miami Heat. Game number 3 also goes to the Miami Heat. Game number 4 goes to the Clippers. Game number 5 goes to the Heat. We're going to go to Simcast, see if we can't get a little close game going on here. First quarter, looks like it's the Clippers. Quarter 2, about even until it goes to the Heat. And the Heat are starting to walk away, and this game looks like it is over. The Miami Heat have won the championship. Donovan Mitchell wins Finals MVP. So for player retirements, anybody who was on a team, I'm just going to say, no, you can't really retire because it's only a 2-year simulation. So we might as well just see what happens if all these guys stay around for one more year. I'm not sure the contracts, I'm not sure what the free agency is going to look like right now, but I will see you. We're going to check that in a minute. So free agency this season is headlined by 2 people. The main one being LeBron James. LeBron James has signed somewhere. He has decided to sign to the Bulls. The Bulls are going to have one of the best rosters in basketball right now, if I remember correctly. They have Giannis, Anthony Davis, Zach LaVine, Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan, Fred VanVleet, Tyrese Maxey, Josh Giddey, Victor Oladipo, James Wiseman, and add LeBron James to this mix. The Chicago Bulls did end up getting LeBron, so this team is my favorite once again this year. I don't see how this team loses, but one team did fly under my radar. I missed it because he was injured. I made sure to make him uninjured. Nikola Jokic signs with the Milwaukee Bucks with Zion and DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Edwards, and Tyler Hero. This team is another one of those teams that is very, very, very good. I expect to see the Bucks and Bulls play in the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm not quite sure against who. Right now, I'm just going to say the Clippers because they made it there last year. Luka's a glitch in this game and always gets it done. So as of right now, that's my guess. So here we are at the All-Star break after the second year. Looking at the teams, everything makes sense. One thing that I didn't expect to see here was an auto-generated rookie. I don't know why it says 2-time All-Star, but it's been doing that so far this year. I hope they fix that at some point. But this guy's coming into the NBA averaging 20 and 12 with 5 assists. He was the first pick. He's already an 89 overall. I really like what 2K's done with the draft class this year if we see people like this a lot, because I do find that somewhat realistic, where a rookie comes in and just blossoms right away. The standings at the All-Star break have the Philadelphia 76ers as the #1 team right now with Lonzo Ball, Cade Cunningham, Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle, and Chet Holmgren, with Devin Booker coming off the bench, along with Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Jalen Green, Miles Bridges. This team is stacked. A lot more stacked than I even remember it being. Was Devin Booker here last? He was here last year. Halliburton was. Lillard was. How did this team fly under my radar so hard that I didn't even... The #2 team is the Memphis Grizzlies, who have Steph Curry, Desmond Bane, Kelly Oubre, Jackson Hayes, and Bobby Portis. I'm guessing Curry's having a really good year. Third, we have the Miami Heat, the Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, Wendell Carter, Rudy Gobert Heat with Ben Simmons off the bench. The title winners last year. #4, we've got the Milwaukee Bucks with De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero, Anthony Edwards, Zion, and Jokic. This was a team that, when they picked up Jokic, I mentioned I think this team is a very good team and is probably going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. The Clippers are doing it again. Luka, 98 overall now. Colin Sexton, Denny, Jonathan Isaac, Isaiah Stewart with quickly off the bench. This team still able to get things done. The Pelicans are 6 with LaMelo Ball, Klay Thompson, Sadiq Bey. Royce O'Neal found himself a starting spot over Jeremy Grant. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Injuries are off now, so I don't know. I mean, it's working for them, I guess, so I'm not going to mess with anything. And my title favorites, the Chicago Bulls, Chris Paul, Zach LaVine, LeBron James, Giannis, Anthony Davis with Gideon Maxey, and others off the bench. And here we are at the end of the second season. LaMelo Ball wins MVP, averaging almost 32, 8, and 11.5 with 2.5 steals. Some pretty good shooting splits. 50, 40, 90 club. Rookie of the Year goes to this Jermaine Brady guy with 20, 12, and 4.5 with a steal and a half and a block. Pascal Siakam wins 6th Man of the Year. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year, and Cade Cunningham wins Most Improved, and Doc Rivers for the 76ers wins Coach of the Year. All-NBA First Team, LaMelo Ball, Stephen Curry, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Joel Embiid. Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Jimmy Butler, Zion, and this Jermaine Brady guy highlight the All-NBA Second Team. All-NBA Third Team, Shea, Trey, Jaren, LeBron, and Jokic. All Defensive First Team, we got the Ball brothers there again with Giannis, Jaren Jackson, and Joel Embiid. And all Defensive Second Team is DeJounte Murray, DeAnthony Melton, Evan Mobley, Jason Tatum, and Andre Drummond. And for the final year of this simulation, this is the playoff bracket that we are set with. The Bulls are still the 4 seed, but we're going to sim the same way we did last year, going one round at a time. The Celtics are gone, the Cavs are gone, the Mavericks are gone, the Trailblazers are gone, the Bulls beat the Raptors, the Jazz are gone, the Hawks are gone, and the Spurs are gone. And now for the second round of the playoffs, we have the 76ers are gone, the Grizzlies are gone, the Pelicans are gone, and the Bucks get beat by the Heat. The Heat have a chance to go to the finals once again. And we're just going to simulate this really fast as well. Here we go. Round number 3. The Golden State Warriors lose to the Clippers, and the Chicago Bulls lose to the Heat. We have a finals rematch. Donovan Mitchell and Luka once again winning those awards. The teams are looking, I believe, the exact same as they did last year, so we're just getting a rematch of the finals. Round number 1 goes to, or game number 1, goes to the Clippers. Game number 2 goes to the Clippers. Game number 3 goes to the Clippers. The Heat get one back, and the Clippers win it in 5. So during this simulation, we saw 2 teams kind of run the league, the Clippers and the Heat. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed making it. So if you did enjoy, if you would please leave a like, it really helps me, it keeps me motivated. If you drop a sub, if you really liked it, would like to see more content, and leave a comment if you want me to do this for other eras, because now that we've got the eras, we can go to any the 4 eras, I will do it again for any era. Let me know if you enjoyed. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.